Imagine with me that you're gearing up for the most critical competition of your career. The pressure is mounting, and you feel that every move you make is being scrutinized. Your coach, your teammates, and even the media are watching closely. You feel they're ready to critique your every action. The weight of expectations and the fear of failure are starting to take a toll on your emotions. You find yourself questioning your abilities and struggling to handle the constant stream of criticism of your past performances leading up to this moment. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt the critique of your past performances weighing on you during training, practice, or competition? Hey there, athletes. Welcome to Mental Game Mastery. I'm Coach P, and today we're diving into a topic that every athlete encounters on their journey: handling criticism and feedback effectively. So let's explore why handling these two elements is crucial for athletes. Criticism and feedback are like a double-edged sword. On one hand, we need to consider feedback as a gift and leverage it for development as an athlete. But on the other hand, it can be demoralizing if not handled well. So let's discuss why it's essential for athletes to effectively manage criticism. Handling criticism is an important skill for athletes. It's not just about surviving the critique, but thriving through it. Criticism can often stir up strong emotions, especially when it's delivered harshly. It can trigger emotions like frustration, anger, self-doubt, and even sadness. It's essential to recognize these emotions and address them effectively. So let's go over some strategies you can use to manage these emotions effectively. First and foremost, we need to remember the formula E plus R equals O. The event plus the response equals the eventual outcome. One of my friends was a direct report to Steve Jobs at Apple. We had a discussion about this formula, specifically the response. This is where practicing mindfulness and how we respond is a huge part of the eventual outcome. Because within the R, there are three aspects and oftentimes happen in a fraction of a second. And the first R is our initial reaction. The second R is our reflection on our reaction. In other words, is the reaction warranted? Our last R is the response. And our response, either positive or negative, determines the future outcome. And if involving another person, our response creates an event for that person. So mindfulness techniques such as taking a deep breath can allow some time to be spent in the R, which can allow you and the person giving the feedback or criticism to stay calm. Understanding how turning criticism into constructive feedback is a skill every athlete should master. So how can athletes receive criticism more constructively? Well, communication is vital when receiving feedback. So how can athletes communicate effectively with their coaches and teammates? Athletes should establish and keep open lines of communication with their coaches, and teammates. This can include having regular feedback sessions where thoughts and concerns are shared. Clear communication fosters a supportive environment. And a key strategy in having open communication is active listening. Athletes should listen carefully to the feedback, ask clarifying questions, and seek specific suggestions for improvement. They can also focus on the what rather than the who, separating the feedback from the person delivering it. But Coach P, what if you receive feedback that you truly don't understand or you disagree with? Well, in these conversations, athletes should respectively seek clarification. They can ask for specific examples and inquire about the intended outcomes of the feedback. This shows a commitment to your improvement. In many of my podcasts, I talk about resilience as a key trait for athletes. But does receiving criticism build resilience? It's understanding that resilience comes from a growth mindset. Athletes should view criticism as an opportunity for improvement rather than a personal attack. Self-reflection is key. Athletes can journal about their experiences, noting what they've learned from the criticism and how they plan to apply it in their training or performance. And this self-awareness is powerful, which using the Heroic Athlete Daily Journal is a great start. And if you want, head on over to coachp.net/journal to grab a free digital copy. Ultimately, the goal of receiving feedback is to apply it to improve performance. And how can athletes effectively translate feedback into action? Well, athletes, you need to create action plans based on the feedback that you receive. And these plans should include specific goals, timelines, and strategies for improvement. And regularly reviewing and adjusting these plans is essential. So before we conclude, let's go over a few actionable takeaways on effectively handling criticism and feedback. So here are three key takeaways. Number one, embrace criticism as an opportunity for growth. Number two, practice active listening and seek clarification when needed. Number three, translate feedback into actionable steps for improvement. And as we wrap up, remember, handling criticism and feedback is not just about surviving it. It's about thriving in it and growing as an athlete. Now, if you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with other athletes and definitely subscribe for more insights on mental performance. Be sure to share your own strategies on how you handle criticism and feedback in the comments. Until next time, stay composed, embrace the feedback, look to perform at your best when it matters most. And remember, the time is now.